I was really excited to see these 3D kits from Dollar Tree. This is how they come. So first I'm going to take one of these little crates from Dollar Tree, as well as that nativity scene from the last slide, and I'm going to paint it in Waverly Antique Wax. And then I'm going to take 7 of these domino pieces and paint them white. Once I have them all painted white, I take some of the antique wax and I just kind of distress the edge. And then with my Cricut, I added the numbers. You can use number stickers if you'd like to. Then I measured to get that hole right in the center, and I punched it out with my Crocodile. And then I'm going to go through all of the other ones and mark them so I get them all in the same spot. And I will also, like I said, I used my Crocodile. If you don't have one of these, what is so great about them is they punch like butter. So if you have like arthritis in your hands or anything like that, it's super easy to punch with. Like, I don't have super strong hands, so I love that tool. Okay, so now that I have my pieces all painted and my numbers all down, I'm going to find out where on my crate that I want to hang these. Once I measure where I want them to be, I'm going to hammer in 2 skinny nails that I also got from Dollar Tree. They come in these little kits. They have other little hanging pieces in there and other size nails as well. And now, originally I had planned on using the opening of the crate and putting those little wood blocks in it to count down, but my Dollar Trees were all out of the little blocks, and so I came up with this alternative, and I actually like it better. So I think it was easier. And there you go. Now that's the nativity all put together. You can just add it down with some wood glue, and that's it. And I think this turned out really good. Okay, so I went on Google and I found the lyrics to Away in the Manger, and I'm also going to use one of these little houses from Dollar Tree. Now I printed this out on my printer, and I just used kind of a cream colored paper. It happens to be like resume paper, so any paper, if you only have white, you can always like distress it and make it a different color. I've seen people use like tea bags and things like that. So I'm just going to cut it out. I tried to get, the majority of the lyrics on there so you could kind of tell what song it was, but I will be covering up some of it. Super simple project. I just take my glue stick and glue it down. And then I went to my Cricut and I searched up nativity. I found a lot of different ones that I thought were really cute. I actually cut out 3 different ones because I wasn't sure which one I'd want, and I ended up thinking that this one looked best on the house. So I just sized it to be the size of the house here and just place it down. This is so simple, and I liked the house shape. The reason I picked it was because I kind of felt like it looked like it was in the place that they were in when he was born. And then I'm just going to go around with my chalk ink here in black and just kind of give it a little bit of a border. Now you could add like some paint sticks to the top so that it, gave it kind of a barn shelter look. I think that would look good too. Okay, so I've got this image up. It's in Cricut Design Space. I have it at 8 1/4 by 11. And over here, it's going to tell you how many different cuts and the color. Now you can change the colors, but this is what you're going to need. And then we're going to layer it. And when we're done, this is what it's supposed to look like. So once I get them all cut out, this is what it looks like. So you're going to need this, some double stick tape or glue, and some foam tape. And then I'm just going to layer them on top of each other here just so you can kind of get an idea. Now this is, if you've ever gone into Cricut, you'll see that they have these like pre-made projects that you can do, and I've like, oh, I'm going to try one of those. And I did a layering project once before, so I thought I'm going to try to make this. So here I've just taken the blue piece and put it on top of the yellow, and that's going to be our background and sky. For the first layer, I'm just going to use double stick tape and tape it down. So I haven't done anything 3D yet. Now, the next layer I have decided to make 3D, so I will go ahead and use the foam tape and I will lay that down. And you can see it's starting to pop up off the image. I don't pop every layer. You can. Again, I wasn't quite sure how I wanted this to go. I didn't know if I wanted it too thick. So now the other layer, so now I've gone 3D, regular, 3D. Okay, and now you can see it's coming along. I really think these projects are really neat. And okay, so now I've got just the little outfits. I should say little outfits. This is my little blanket for the camel, and I'm going to use the Barely Art Fine Precision tip because you can see I've got some really small areas to cover, and like double stick tape, it's not going to cut it. And then the very top layer is this frame. So this is going to frame everything up. I'm just going to leave it a flat layer. But I'm going to flip it over now and I'm going to do 3D tape on the back and add it to, and that is the finished image. Isn't that really neat? Now, when I went to kind of flip it on its side, you can see the layers here, and I don't think that looks super great. So I'm going to cut a thin line to cover around the whole thing, and I'm going to use that precision glue tip again, and it actually stuck really well, so I highly recommend it, and I just kind of lightly put it on there. I picked up this window cling last year at the 99-cent store. Another place that's really good for these long ones is Dollar General as well. And then I got this sign at Dollar Tree this year, and it was already falling apart. And so I was like, perfect, because I knew I was going to take it apart anyway. I've seen some other people use the heat gun tool here just to loosen up the adhesive, and then this pulls right off. And then I'm just going to, once I get this all deconstructed and ready to for my sign, I'm going to paint it with Rust-Oleum chalk paint in linen. This is a super easy project. I'm literally just going to lay some Mod Podge down, and I do very thin layers, just enough to get it tacky. And because if you get too much, the window clings kind of slide around, so you just want like a really thin tacky layer. And I like how it's laid out. I'm just going to transfer it down onto my board. I did not add all the stars. I kept it a little bit plainer, but this is a very simple sign, but I just think it's really cute. I love all things Nativity, and so when I saw these stickers last year, I was going to make this project and ran out of time. So I'm glad that it held, and I found the craft supply the next year, and I'm able to make it. So that's pretty much it. Towards the end, you'll see me use a gold Sharpie where I go around the edges just to kind of give it that border, and then I add a gold ribbon, and this project is complete. I also wanted to let you know that I am on Instagram. Over there I share all of these DIYs as well as other budget-friendly items, my hauls, how I decorate. You're especially going to want to see the items that I find and haul because it's a lot. And sometimes I take pictures of things I don't buy, but that I think you would also love. So come find me over there. My name is $__mom. I appreciate all your love and support on this channel. You guys really are the best and leave me the most amazing comments, and I so appreciate that. If you'd like to further support my channel, you can always buy me a craft supply with the link down in the description. Please do not feel obligated to do that, but I know I've had some of you ask, and again, I just love this community so much, and I love crafting for you, and I really hope that you're enjoying them. To finish off the back, I am just going to take some of this contact paper from Dollar Tree. This is my new favorite way to finish off the backs of sign because it's so quick and easy with it being peel and stick. I mentioned earlier that I cut out several Nativity vinyls, and this is one of the other ones, so I found a sign in my stash to put it on. It's this sign from Dollar Tree, and I just popped off that square, just covering it in some paper. And then I'm going to just put my vinyl on. Now, this is really easy. If you don't have a Cricut, you could have just printed an image like this onto your printer, and then you cut out the paper and you add the paper down there where it says blessed and grateful, and that would be a super easy makeover of this sign. So that's it. But you know, I have a Cricut and I cut it out not knowing exactly what I'd do with it, but I love this image. I'm going to put it down onto the bait blessed and grateful, and then I'm just going to add a bow, especially because this sign had a blemish in it, and so I needed a bow to cover that up. Again, I'm just going to use a glue stick, works great, and then I'll tell you here in a second how I put the bow together. This has been my bow of choice lately because it's so easy to do. So I'm going to take this ribbon from Michael's. I buy it every Christmas. I'm going to make two loops. One's a little smaller than the other. I'm going to put them on top of each other. And then I cut a strip for the tails. And I just kind of bend it in half there. Just make sure my tails look good. And then I fold it in half and then back out. That's how I get the scrunch in the middle, the pinch. And then I'm going to take a zip tie and I'm going to put it all together. Now, if you don't like the little bit of zip tie that shows in the center, you can cover it up with another piece of the ribbon, which is what I'm going to do here. I actually thought it looked fine, but for you guys, I thought I will add that extra step so you can see how to do it. So what I do is I just take a little bit of, I got a dovetail first. So on the piece that's going to go around the center, I just fold it into thirds. You could cut it skinny if you want to do it that way. You could use a whole other piece of ribbon, like just plain buffalo check ribbon, like that comes from Dollar Tree. So all sorts of options. So once I get my bow finished, this project's complete. I got this little nativity wood piece from Wagner's Farmhouse Design. I will link that down below. And I just got these acrylic markers from, these paint pens from Amazon, and they're really fine tip, so they work really well for these little pieces. Then I'm just going to use some of my wood glue here, and I'm going to paint it on because those are tiny little pieces. And then I will add it down to one of these wood coasters that I got from Dollar General. You get 2 of them in a pack, and it is $2, so they're basically $1 each. And I will add that to the wood round here. I just grabbed this pick out of my stash. It used to have a bunch of other stuff on it. I added the 2 pieces of green and a little mini pine cone, and this ornament is complete. I picked up these buttons from Hobby Lobby. They were on sale for $1.50. I was going to use that tag, but it wasn't big enough, so I used one of these rounds. I just cut the little backs off the buttons, glued down the little nativity scene here on the wood, and added some Excelsior to the bottom, and this twine to the top. Easy peasy, quick, but super nice ornament. I just love how it turned out. I hope that you enjoyed all of these nativity themed projects today. I certainly enjoyed making them. Until next time, happy crafting.